Welcome to today's Designer Talk webinar. I'm Linda Abbott, Senior Architectural Design Consultant with Stone Hardscapes. I've been working in the industry now for over 20 years and I absolutely love what I do. And today is a special day for me because we are live. We are doing a project spotlight on John Knox Village, and I'll have a guest speaker joining me today to discuss the project. We are here at John Knox Village. It is a beautiful life plan community in Pompano Beach. I'm here with Mihaela from EDSA, landscape architect firm. She has been with EDSA for nearly 25 years now. She is the most creative landscape architect that I've had the pleasure of knowing and working with now for probably 20 years.
Yes.
Do you want to talk a little bit about yourself and about the community? Because this is a beautiful place that I've had the pleasure to work with you on.
Well, thank you very much for inviting me to join you this lovely Friday here at John Knox Village. In fact, we have been working here with the community since 2018. It was during these times that John Knox Village has started looking at redefining their master plan and looking of how to have a new and redefining a new vision for the future. And at that time, they reached out to the residents as part of this process to see what kind of enhancements the residents would like to see happening. And at this point, one of the main components that they were very interested in is redeveloping their pool. In the beginning, they had a very small pool with a small pavilion. It was about 1,000 square feet and no shade, very much in the sun, no much pool deck, and the most terrible downsides of all, not enough space for the water aerobics classes because they were very popular and they wanted, the residents would like a larger pool to have more people take part in these lessons. So this is where EDSA came in. We were the master planners for John Knox Village, and we worked with the community to rethink this space a little bit more. And this is when we proposed the current layout, which has a much expanded pool. In fact, it has two pools, one leisure pool for the water aerobics, another one for the lap pool. Much more amenities, pickleball courts, bocce courts. It's in the vicinity of the redefined dining area, and they have a very nice open door pavilion that we were filming in now, and which was designed by Gallo Harbert Architects. But most importantly, what we wanted to bring here together was a sense of a resort-like destination where residents can come and have a variety of experiences, enjoy Florida, enjoy the water, lots of shade, and not only for the residents. Above and beyond that, we wanted to create a multi-generational experience because they have a lot of visitors. We have the kids, the grandkids, the grandkids, and several times when we came to visit, and I think we were together at one of those visits when we saw, 3 generations in the spa enjoying themselves. So we wanted to create this synergy in the center of the campus, and I think it is a successful result. When we see the use, we feel that we have succeeded.
Mihaela, what qualities of natural stone led you to choose it as the primary hardscape material for this project? And how did it lead to your design concept?
Well, as I mentioned in my previous response, one of the goals that we have with this facility, besides the purely recreational aspect, was to create a multi-generational appeal. And we feel like the stone is an elegant material, it's timeless, it appeals to a variety of ages. Also, it ages well. And we wanted to also choose a color that is warm and then contributes to enhancing this atmosphere, this resort-like atmosphere that we're trying to create. But we also wanted to create subtle differences into various areas of the complex. So for instance, the seating areas and the circulation paths, as well as circulation paths along the sports courts, have a darker tone that subtly differentiates the uses in in these areas. So we have used light cream marble on the majority of the deck, but also a darker color travertine, and they just go very well together.
I agree. I like the use of the walnut travertine and the Corsica marble pavers together. It complements each other nicely on the pool deck overall on the entire aquatic complex area.
Yes.
So one of the things I thought was really cool is that the unique designs that are done on the signage across the project. All the signage on the project has been created custom. So the designs are all fabricated and done overseas and brought in custom. So every piece is designed accordingly to that specific sign. So I really like how that's turning out, and you'll get to see photos of that, and it turned out really beautiful.
Yeah.
How does the design concept foster the connection between the outdoor spaces and the users?
Well, already the design concept had proposed this open air pavilion that, as you can see around us, has this direct connection to the pool, and it just reinforces this tropical resort like feeling, and the connection to the pool is immediate. But we collaborated with the interior designer who designed the pavilion, and then we worked with you together on the outside, and then we all closely collaborated to create a language of the materials that was cohesive and effortless. And in fact, you have helped us a lot with the material selection, and you advised both us and the interior design firm on what to use and what were the most appropriate materials. And I do recall that we asked you for suggestions on what colors and appropriate materials you would recommend to use for the pool, and then you were giving us a variety to choose from.
Yeah, I remember you guys talking to me about the earth tones and
Yes.
the browns and the creams, which is, a beautiful complement and very timeless. So I wanted to bring in
Yes.
timeless materials and timeless colors that would work well and last the longevity of the project and not go out of style and, be trending for long periods of time. Because the one thing we didn't want to do is bring in something that was trending now that was going to
Exactly.
go out in a couple of years, and then you're back to redesigning and re-implementing different materials to complement that style at that moment.
Yeah,
So
totally.
the fact that this project turned out so timeless makes it amazing to me, and the furniture pieces, everything in it really pulls together the spaces, in the various areas, because this is a very large space. I think this pool deck was around 12,000 square feet.
Yes. The pool itself, one is 23,000 square feet and the other one 27, plus the additional pool deck all around them. So we appreciated having this large variety of choices, because we could examine exactly what the best pairing of colors would work best, and we could just come up, we hope, with the perfect combination of materials.
And the shade sails were amazing. I mean, the shade that it created over the when they're doing their aerobics.
Yes.
It's like really, it stays nice and cool, and you can tell that everybody's having fun in the pool when
Yes.
they're doing their aerobics. It's incredible.
And to top it off, the blue color I feel also marries well with the beige that creates on the pool deck and with the blue of the water. So it does.
Everything
it does
pulls together.
Everything comes together. Yes.
Yeah, it was really great. I think all the design team together as a whole really worked well together.
Yeah.
So when we were talking about the aquatic center, that was all phase 1, and I know we started that
Of the master plan.
of the master plan. And you started this back in 2018, correct? And I jumped in about 2019 with you on this project.
Yes. So indeed, the aquatic center was phase 1, and then we started with you working on this, and then we continued with phase 2, which is right across the street, and that is including a residential tower, a dining pavilion, and a parking lot, redeveloping the parking lot to the north of the dining hall.
And that's called Westlake?
The residential tower is called Westlake. The dining pavilion, I don't think it has a name, but it also has a performing arts component to it, and it's known as the pavilion.
Can you walk me through the key elements of what you decided to do on this project in regards to the breezeway and in between the buildings of phase 2?
Well, phase 2 had the challenge of having these two different components as part of it, the residential tower and the dining hall, and several options have been discussed with the placement of these elements, and they ended up being two different buildings, which by the way are framing a very nice lake, which was redeveloped on the location of a previous lake. And this particular layout between the pavilion and the tower generated an intermediary space that created like this breezeway that you're talking about, and it's also happening to be in the immediate vicinity of the dining component and just outside of the performing arts pre-function area. So that is a multi-use space that it can be used for walking, maybe dining, and definitely pre-function events. So we felt that that is an important focal point for the outdoor spaces in this particular phase 2 that needed a special treatment. And then we proposed several elements there, outdoor seating, planting to make the space more user-friendly, not as mineral, only with hardscape. And also in the middle, we have this water feature element. And the design concept for the space was to have a water concept, the water flowing through it, going from the north. They were planning to have a water feature to the north of the project, then coming through this breezeway and ending up in the lake. So the water connotations seemed appropriate. And then, in addition to that, the entire landscape around phase 2 is more linear, more circulation paths, but we tried to use a lot of vegetation, a lot of shade to make this a very comfortable space for the residents to use, because many of them will get to walk to the dining hall, this being another heart of the campus. So the aquatic center is more the recreational fun part. Mm-hmm. The dining is the dining part, and then night use with the evening shows.
Well, that area came out really beautiful, and when we made selections for that area,
the breezeway
area, you had selected a natural stone for that area.
Yes.
And the Silver River travertine, yes, was selected.
Very beautiful stone.
And I know that you love that stone because, yes, you love the movement in the stone.
Yes.
And the way that the movement had like this flow to it.
Yes.
And it complemented your water feature design.
Yes.
The way you designed the actual water feature itself, it had a flow to it. So yes, it just really went well with the actual stone too. Like everything just pulled together really nicely.
Yes.
So I think when you saw the stone, you were just like, that's it. And
Yes.
you like wanted to use that stone like right away. And you were like adamant. Like I couldn't even like have you select another stone. Like that was the stone right when you saw it.
Well, and then maybe we should not be talking about this kind of considerations, but that was not the most affordable stone. It was higher in price, yet it was so beautiful that, and like you said, we felt that it went well with the concept, and that the paving pattern, the stone element was limited in the design of the space, but it also was flowing, and we felt that all the components worked very well together to emphasize this idea of the water flowing through the space that we had originally.
Yeah, no, I think it turned out really nice. And I think the beauty of what we did too is that we didn't use, even though you used an expensive stone, right? Or a more expensive stone, it wasn't the most expensive stone.
Yes.
We chose to use a size that wasn't as expensive as other sizes to help offset the costs.
Yeah, and this is where you advised us to help in this
and I think that helped because we brought the cost down, so you could use a smaller size stone and still achieve the look you're looking for.
Exactly.
And the overall design concept comes out just as beautiful, which shows that it does.
Yes.
So it turned out great.
And then in addition, after that, we had to look at redesigning the water feature, and there you also recommended another type of stone that was complementary. And we feel that the final result is very cohesive and looks very good.
Yes, I think originally we chose the Crema Bella Extreme Grip, which was a higher end stone, and we brought it back down a little bit, and we used the Crema Nova Extreme Grip on that area. And yes, it was a less expensive marble, but the overall design concept remained the same, and the overall look turned out fabulous.
Yes.
So excited that project turned out great in that space. Mihaela, it's been amazing doing this Designer Talk webinar with you today. I'm so glad to have you here. I appreciate you being here today and you taking the time out of your busy schedule. I know you're so busy, and I loved you being here today and discussing the John Knox Village project. It was a pleasure working with you on this project. I know there's a couple more phases left to do with you, and I'm excited to move forward with this project. But I appreciate you being here today with me to do this webinar.
Oh, thank you very much also for the invitation. I really enjoyed spending time here with you, and it's also great to be right here on the project site and see how well it's doing, and it's popular with uses, and it's well used right now. Thank you again.
Thank you. And for all you out there, thank you so much for joining me today on this month's Designer Talk webinar. It's been fabulous at John Knox Village and working with EDSA. We look forward to seeing you next time on next month's Designer Talk webinar. Until next time, stay healthy, stay creative, and see you soon.